we are going to grab Andre, an atheist, him in Florida, wants to talk with us about why people with disabilities are targeted so actively by theists. And Andre, you are talking with Dr. Ben, Armin Navabi, and SR, and I am going to let Ben hit this first. Ben, why do you think theists so actively target people with disabilities?
There's multiple things here. The fact that, number one, and this is somebody who so when I grew up in Christianity, and I grew up with a sibling who is considered special needs, and there's a lot within, especially Christian circles, about people with disabilities being seen as like a test for people, or being used for people to go to their community and say, look how resilient I am, look at how well I'm doing raising my children in Christianity, even though it's hard and all this stuff. Like, they're not treating their children like as their children, but it's like they're treating them as if they are this evil or this challenge or something that was meant to mess with them or meant to test their faith. Which is kind of disgusting in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree with that. Armin, what's your experience with this? And we'll come right to you after that, Andre, and get your thoughts.
Well, my experience is a weird one. I just know that it's not really, I don't know if it's directly touches upon the question. I just think that it demonstrates how it's seen as a curse or some misfortune by God or something. But I know that there's a lot of, when I grew up hearing stories about a whole bunch of actors that go on wheelchairs, and we have now, now we have verified evidence that this happens a lot, because now people record them with videos. But there are people who go with wheelchairs inside like Shia shrines, and they just walk at some point, and the people are like, oh my God, there's a miracle, because they were praying inside of the shrine to so-and-so imam, and this is a miracle, and people just believe that and eat that up. But this was something that we constantly heard about people who prayed, or they were showing their respect for a certain Shia imam, and they just they were paralyzed, but now they can walk. They had cancer and they were supposed to die, and now all of a sudden they're good. But it's also very harmful, because it kind of suggests that if you're not healing, you're just not believing enough, and you're not just praying hard enough. And there's basically something, why did they get healed? Why did they, and you're not? Like, you're obviously not doing the right things, because God has chosen to heal them and not you. So it's very damaging emotionally to some people who are suffering from, certain diseases or handicaps or stuff like that. Yeah,
I totally agree. I totally agree with both of you there. Andre, what do you think on that, man? We'll give you a second to share some thoughts.
Well, to start, I really appreciate Armin getting into the fact that there are extreme emotions going on with people that are new injury and people who are born with disability, and having this approach of, well, I understand what's going on with you, and here's the solution, especially for people who are always going to look for a solution, is very detrimental to their ideology and to their just everyday life. I only just broke my neck in 2020, but I've been around a lot of people who have been in this kind of situation for a much longer time. And having people tell you, if you just pray, or if you just believe, or if you just do this and have a completely dictated approach to your own experience, then you will walk tomorrow, or you will be cured tomorrow, or whatever your ailment is, or whatever your difficulty in life is, it'll be completely gone simply because of something that they believe in. It's something that, in a lot of the situations I've been in, and a lot of situations that my friends and I have been in, it's usually people who have either returned to a faith or are new to it and are still kind of riding that high and feel like everyone should have this. And it kind of feels like we're an easy target just because their emotions kind of take over their actions and they don't really think it through. Which is why I brought up Armin, because you definitely thought this through enough. I know you guys are able-bodied, and in the sense of, like, I'm a C6, C7 paralysis quad, and not being able to walk is a very difficult thing to wrap your mind around. But having at least put in a little bit of thought and energy into it, you understand why that would be a problem to tell somebody you're going to walk tomorrow, and the plan was this, and there's a reason why you're like this, and you're not going to get better unless you do this. And then you have
it's
to think
all
about that on your
it's
own.
all destructive, I think. Even in the most charitable light here, it is all destructive where this ideology stems from. Because in the most charitable light, what you have is you have pure humanity from these people, seeing another member of their society, their group, another human that is hurt and is suffering in some way, and they're attempting to extend to you comfort and a solution that brings you out of that suffering. That is the most charitable light I think we can present this. The problem is, underlying all of that is the fact that currently in this state, you're broken in their eyes. You are less than, because God promised us full bodies in heaven. That's God's promise. God tells you that your ailments will be cured, that your disabilities will be fixed, because there is something wrong with you according to this ideology. And so even in the most charitable, compassionate, humanist focused light, this ideology, I think, is still toxic and disgusting. And a lot of religion has very ableist language. And again, I think in part it's because there is that humanness of wanting to reach out and try to do something for your fellow human, you know? That's just innate in all of us. That's what makes humanity so awesome in so many ways. And that's why religion twists it and weaponizes it, because they know how fucking powerful it is. Yeah. Any other thoughts, Ben or Armin, before we head over to Discord soon?
No, that was perfect.
Sweet. Andre, thank you so freaking much for bringing up this topic and talking about this. I was really lucky. I got to hang out with a friend of mine, AJ, the other day, and we did a video and we talked about this too. I think this is a topic that we need to have more discussion on in the atheist, secular humanist type communities. And so I'm really glad you brought it up, and I hope you'll call us back in the future. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, hey, come hang out in the Discord, dude. That's where we're going right now. So we will see you there, hopefully, Andre. And if not, we will hopefully hear from you again shortly.